In an update from the world of sports, I'm Theophilus Sampa to Rugby. The Ghana Rugby Football Union has elected new officers and board members at a special general meeting and congress at ACCRA. Mr. Herbert Mensah was elected unopposed as president of the Rugby Union and was subsequently appointed as board chairman.
It prides itself on being at the top in administrative governance in Africa Rugby and in World Rugby.
In his 2019 report, the president of the union, Mr. Herbert Mensah, described the year 2019 as a mixed year of achievement and disappointment and tagged 2020 as a time to change course. The financial secretary, Mr. Ryan Malan, announced the 2020 operational plan and activities. The board of Ghana Rugby was dissolved to pave the way for the Electoral Commission to conduct the elections. The positions available were the president, vice, and board members. One of the candidates for the presidency, Mr. James Nunu, pulled out just before the Electoral Commissioner, Mr. Eric Otri, announced the rules for voting.
I am no longer interested to contest for the position of the presidency, so I'm not contesting. I've stepped down.
This paved the way for Mr. Herbert Mensah to go unopposed. Delegates then proceeded to vote for the vice and board members. At the end, Mr. James Nunu beat Mr. Ness Hansen by 4 votes to become the new vice president. For the board members, Mr. Bismarck Amponsa, Mr. Kobna Mentanyakon, and Mr. Herbert Mensah beat 5 others for the 3 slots available. A representative of the National Sports Authority, Mr. Samuel Ubli, swore in the newly elected and appointed officers and board members.
I abide by the rules. Abide by the rules. Resolutions and orders of the duly constituted Ghana.
In line with the approved changes to the Ghana Rugby Constitution, the newly elected board appointed other members onto the board, including Mr. Chestainin as Judicial Affairs Head, Mrs. Erica Mwakun for Corporate and Sponsorship Affairs, Mr. Steve Noy as the Tournament Commissioner, Mr. Bismarck Amponsa as the General Secretary, with Mr. Ryan Malan as the Treasurer and Corporate Communications Director. The President of Ghana Rugby Football Union, Mr. Herbert Mensah, called for an all-hands-on-deck approach.
2020 is going to be a difficult year, very difficult. We are not going to achieve the same successes we had in 2019 because you are laying the foundation for 2021. But in order to get there, you have to be united. You need to work closer together in order for that to happen. So 2020 is going to be a year for consolidation, expansion, growth, and then we can go back to Africa Rugby and World Rugby and say this or that is the direction that we're going into. But new board members, old board members, please be proud. You are the most successful federation in Ghana at the moment, whether the others like it or not. And on the continent of Africa, we wave the Ghana flag very high, knowing that we have the great respect of the leaders of Africa Rugby at everything that we do.
Congress approved 2 new members, the Northern Region Rugby Association as affiliate member under the leadership of Rafatu Inusa, and the Ghana Deaf Rugby Union as associated member under the leadership of Mr. Donkoya Okunedu.